Good morning, children. How are you? This is your social science, political science teacher going to teach you some common feature of Indian Constitution. Like in our previous lectures, we have studied about our Constitution, how was it made, comparison with other countries, South Africa, apartheid system, this and that we have studied. Hopefully you have revised all these things and accordingly you have to work. When we talk about features of Indian Constitution, it is very lengthy process. It has many features that are to be described. In nutshell, I can say that whatsoever provisions, whatsoever law enforcement, whatsoever freedoms, say powers, power sharing, rights, all these come in the category of feature of Indian Constitution. As we know that Constitution is like a book, like a big book, you have dictionaries, like this type of book. This is your book, but Constitution is also like a book. It has on its outer side, it has label of Indian Constitution. Then inside there is the preface page. Accordingly, preface page having that preamble that usually I explain whenever I have to explain anything fundamentally with this political science. So that preamble is always there. You have to keep in mind that is preamble page, right? So in this way, this is like your book. It has different topics. So based upon all this, I will explain you some features, salient features of Indian Constitution. Dear students, keep in mind these features are of two types. Question can be asked in your exam. One is salient feature of Indian Constitution. That second is philosophy of Indian Constitution. Right? That is something extra. I tell you, it is based upon our preamble based that India is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic country, SSSDR. Right? That I have delivered in my previous lecture also. Right? Now I am going to give you this extra feature simply. Although it is not given in your book, right? I thought that it is very important, and sometimes this question is asked in board exams or in other competitive exams. That's why I have thought that I should tell you about this. Very first, it is one of the longest and written constitution. Indian Constitution is one of the longest and written constitution. It has approximately 389 articles, some schedules and some lists. Right? Second point is that Indian Constitution is rigid as well as flexible. It refers the nature of Indian Constitution that it is rigid, which tells that it cannot be changed easily. There is a word used, amendment. It cannot be amended easily, but it is not impossible to improve it, to remove it, to delete or add something in the Constitution. That's why it is kept flexible, because when Constitution was made approximately 75 years back, at that time social, economic and political condition of our country were somewhat different. and now after 70-80 years it is different. So thinking this in future, there may be change change is needed. So that's why this feature has been kept in our Indian Constitution. Very, very important. Single citizenship. Single citizenship, although we are the natives of Punjab, Haryana, maybe at either state, Kerala, Rajasthan, but we all are Indians, right? Our nationality is Indian. We are not Punjabis, we are not Gujaratis. That is our identity, personal identity, but at national level, each and everyone has single citizenship. In other words, we can explain it with the idea of one person, one vote, one value. Each and every person's vote is counted as one, and he is the citizen of India. Right here I would like to tell you, like if you have to take some examples from other countries of the world, you may see that nowadays there is a big number of migration to Canada. People take their visa from different states, but it is not implemented in India. If you have to come to India, you have to take visa from Indian government, that is central government only. State governments don't have such type of authorities to issue visa, to give any permission, permitted like this and that. Clear, students? This is single citizenship. You can understand it with one person, one vote, one value, and this one. And next is supremacy of judiciary. Whatsoever decision is done by, finalized by the judiciaries, that is the final. It may be on either level, local level, state level, or central level, local courts, high courts, or Supreme Court. Whatsoever decision is given, that is final. No one can intervene that decision. There is one provision that is for judicial review. Right? They can take review of that, like in cricket game, you take the review of the bowler or batsman is out or not, that is taken. So in such a way, but it is finalized by the judiciary. Then there is supremacy of the, mean to say, constitution is supreme power. That is also feature of Indian Constitution. Whatsoever decisions are taken by either judiciary or legislature and executive, all are based upon constitutional provisions. Whatsoever written in the Constitution, it is given in such and such article, such and such list. Accordingly, this decision has been taken. You cannot go beyond the limit of this constitution framework. Whatsoever within the constitution limit, that is there. So that's why constitution is supreme over there. Right? Then next feature is separation of power. Our constitution gives separation of powers through different lists. Okay? Constitution में अलग-अलग lists हैं. Like we have in our school 3 blocks, ना, nursery wing, primary and secondary wing. तो accordingly ऐसे ही हमारे constitution में there is powers are separated on different levels of the government as well as organs of the government, horizontal and vertical. Okay, अभी आपको you will understand it. Just try to think के power share कर दी गई हैं, like you are brother sister, your father and your grandfather. कुछ powers आपके पास हैं, कुछ पापा के पास हैं, कुछ grandfather के पास है, according to the level of the government. Right? In this way, there are some powers are shared between you, your sister, younger sister, elder brother. That is there. You may understand like this only, this much. Then federal form of government. Federalism we can say. Federalism. It is a form of power sharing that is also very important feature according to this Indian Constitution. Federalism is adopted. Say powers have been shared among the different states like Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh and Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Telangana, like that. Hyderabad is city, sorry. These states power share is there, that is they have been given controls of some of the authorities, that is federalism. Then there is provision of fundamental rights. In Indian Constitution, there is provision of fundamental rights. That we will read full chapter on fundamental rights, right? And fundamental rights are there. There are 6 rights. Nobody can violate these rights. 6 fundamental rights, and there are directive principles of state policy. That is also provision. There is provision of you can say fundamental duties. Very important. We always talk about fundamental rights. Very less we talk about fundamental duties. This you have to read and tell me how many fundamental duties are given. Almost in book, your books backside these duties are given. Their article is also written, and these fundamental rights are given in the 3rd part of Indian Constitution. So in this way, I have told you written, longest, reserved, single citizenship, supremacy of the judiciary, constitution is supreme, separation of the powers, and federalism, provision of fundamental rights, provision of directive principles of state policy, and fundamental duties. Right? And there are 3 lists are there. Okay, this much is sufficient for you till now. There is very, very important one last, that is procedure of amendment. It is also written in the Constitution how amendment can be done. Who can do this? Right? Very, very important. We can delete something, we can add something in the Constitution, but how it can be done, that is also very clear-cut, elaborated in Indian Constitution. That is, I told you, the last feature of Indian Constitution. In this way, these are the salient feature of Indian Constitution. You have to note it down point-wise and try to explain also in your words whatsoever I have taught you accordingly. Dear student, this question won't be in your book, right? It is somewhat extra. You have to take care, listen video again and again, and try to note down. That's all from my side. And all these are very, very important to read further chapters of your political science, of your civics book. This knowledge is very important so that you may easily understand the next concepts. Right? Like we working institutions पढ़ेंगे, legislature पढ़ेंगे, executive पढ़ेंगे, fundamental rights will study. So that is all this give breath to the democracy. That is the very basic idea behind your book. And that book has approximately tried to give you to the all fundamental rights and provisions, and these things make you understand where do you stand, how do you perceive your identity being a student. Thank you, bye students, take care.